to Coffee Talk 14. And let me take a swig of coffee as people are tuning in here. Coffee Talk 14, I'm entitling this 2021 Recap and a Childhood Story. So, welcome, my name is Gabe, and I am from our family's YouTube channel, Our Simple Story. And this is Coffee Talk 14. We've done 14 of these now. We're in the midst of 14, I should say. And this is just a chance for me to tune in with you guys and converse with you. It's one thing to put out videos and create stories and produce these, these videos and things, but I think it's another to be able to kind of communicate with you guys as viewers and subscribers to the channel. So you can ask me questions, you can converse with me, and yeah, we can kind of build community, I guess you could say, through this medium here called YouTube. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a beautiful morning so far. I'm down here in Florida, visiting some family. It is a beautiful morning. It's breezy and maybe upper 60s right now. So I'm sitting here by the wood pile, pulling a Russell brand by the wood pile. But yeah, I want to go through, one of the things I failed to do, unfortunately, was to go through 2021 recap of our channel and where our family has been, what we've done, and kind of some highlights of 2021. You know, we just turned over a new Gregorian year. We're in 2022, obviously. And I keep seeing a lot of things on people's YouTube channels about 2021 recap and 2021 greatest moments and all these kinds of things. So maybe we can share some of this stuff with you guys. I'm not going to put in like B-roll footage or anything. It's just going to be, very minimally produced. But I wanted to go through, and I made a list of things here I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to our channel, the channel on which you're watching this right now, Our Simple Story, and what we saw in 2021. So in 2021, our channel gained 3,394 subscribers, which is like crazy to think about, even having that many subscribers. Even if the channel only had 3,400 subscribers total, that would still be just mind-blowing. But the fact that we gained that much in 2021 alone is insane. And we're just shy of about 24,000 subscribers on this channel, which is just so cool and amazing and humbling and exciting to me. In 2021, our channel had 874,907 views on various videos, bringing our total views on this channel to 6.2 million views, which I've been on YouTube, and we've been doing YouTube videos, off and on for about 7 years now. That equates to about 113,386 hours watched on our YouTube channel, which is so cool. Which reminds me, I hope that we're putting out good content. I hope that we're putting out things that, if you're spending that much time, if people are spending literally hours watching our videos, I hope that they are doing something bigger than just entertaining or wasting time. I hope that they're educating, inspiring, or motivating, challenging, that sort of stuff. But we in 2021 uploaded 45 videos, bringing our channel total to about 197 videos on our channel right now, which is really cool. I mean, even if we had 0 subscribers, the fact that there's 197 videos of our family or myself making memories together is so cool, because I can go back 5 years ago and watch videos that have been archived, videos of our family doing something, like going and seeing some place like Rye Preserve or Colamilky Mound State Park, and these different things that we went and we toured these places. I have all that archive now. So I think that's really neat. And you guys can go back and watch that anytime you want, obviously, as well. The production quality, I guess you could call it that, hopefully has improved in 7 years of making videos. Man, I remember the very first few YouTube videos we made, I had nothing but an iPhone 5, and I was just taking my iPhone 5, or maybe it was a 4S or something, a 4, I don't even know. But just filming stuff with my iPhone, and then on the iPhone I had a little program called iMovie, and I would edit the footage down in iMovie, and then upload it to YouTube. I had really no idea what I was doing. And some of the first few videos that took off, which are now surpassing millions of views, are some of the simplest videos, some of the most unproduced videos, like me walking around a tiny house that we built out. And that really, I think, is what put us on the map in terms of a channel. So it always is a good reminder for me that, like, no matter how much editing I do, how much planning I do, drone footage I take, you know, really at the core of it is that people are going to watch something that seems genuine and real and not overly produced. But let me check the comments here, because I think my comments keep going away. Okay, cool, they're there. So yeah, the video most viewed in 2021 is one of those videos, actually. It was from shed to tiny house with less than $15,000. So I built a tiny house out of one of these lofted shed cabins. It was like a shed to house conversion. And it's kind of, I don't know that you can call it a shed. It was kind of an overkill for a shed, but it was 36 feet by 12 feet and had 2 lofts on either end of it. And our family and I bought that, and we slowly, just paying cash along the way, fixed it up and made it livable inside. And we spent about $15,000 doing it. And we lived in it for, I think, about a year and a half, if I'm not mistaken. Mortgage free. We didn't, you know, pay rent or mortgage on it or anything. But I did a video tour of that home, and I just made that video for family to see, and wasn't thinking about YouTube and wasn't thinking about gaining a following on YouTube or subscribers. But it was easy for me to share it with family by uploading it to YouTube. And then I remember waking up one morning, and I went to the kitchen and I looked at my phone, and I had all these crazy notifications on my phone, like, what is going on? And I look at it, and this video had like 80,000 views, and I was like, what? And then I checked it later that day, and it had like 180,000 views. I'm like, what is going on? And I showed Stacy, and I was like, Stacy, this video I uploaded, is this wrong? Like, this must be a typo or something. And it kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And like days later, you know, YouTube contacts me, and they're like, hey, you've reached the amount of watch time and the amount of subscribers that you need, you know, to monetize your channel, and you can do this. And I was like, wow, that'd be so weird. And I was a school teacher at the time, and so I started monetizing that video, and it started getting to the point where it was like paying for our electric bill. And I'm like, what, you know, like generating enough money to pay for our electric bill, I should say. And I was like, this is crazy. I never would have imagined something like this. And I was like, well, what happens if I keep doing that? So long story short, it got to the point where I was making enough videos where this year, which is one of the most notable moments on 2021, I left teaching full-time. I've been a school teacher professionally up until that point, and this fall, this past August, September, the school that I was teaching for started back, and I did not. And that was a very weird feeling, to step out and say, okay, I'm gonna try to do this YouTube thing like full-time, and maybe do some odd jobs on the side, or substitute teach and stuff like that. And so yeah, I do, like, you know, I substitute teach at the school where I taught, so I stay engaged with a lot of my students and fellow teachers and stuff. So, but yeah, it's been so weird and interesting and scary at the same time to be able to do that. And yeah, but it seems to be working so far, and we're making it work. But it's really cool. So I'm hoping to be able to, with that time, as I'm stepping away from teaching, I'm hoping to be able to kind of crank out more videos and put out more content, and kind of be able to allow us to have a little bit more breathing room financially with that, because it's basically, this YouTube channel is basically a business. You know, it's like growing a business for me. And so I'm trying to learn and apply business principles. And I've never taken business classes, you know, and so it's interesting. It's a very steep learning curve for me. But let's keep going here. That was the most watched video. Let me talk about most notable moments in 2021 now for my channel. For me, right off the bat, like, it didn't take any thinking whatsoever. Most notable moment for me in 2021 was when I went whitewater rafting down the Nile River in Uganda. Oh, that was just absolutely insane. And if you haven't watched that video, look it up. It's on the channel. It's called whitewater rafting on the Nile River or something like that. But Yeah, we went through many class 5 rapids and many smaller ones as well. We spent 8 hours on the water, and much of that was spent going through rapids and being completely thrown off the boat multiple times into the Nile River. It was an incredible experience, incredible day, and if I go back, when I go back to Uganda, I will definitely be doing it again, and I hope to bring people with me that have never done that. But I go to Uganda almost every year. I've been there 3 times now. Uganda is a country in East Africa. It's a developing nation. I've established a lot of great friendships and relationships with people there, and I helped start a school in Uganda. I haven't really talked about that much on the channel because it's kind of a different side of things. I don't really dabble in that much publicly, but anyways, that's the reason why I go there. And just this last trip that I was there, I was like, you know what? I've got a YouTube channel going. Why don't, while I'm there, I make videos about Uganda? And so I did that. I put out a series, a playlist on the channel called Gabe Goes to Uganda, and I tried to bring out some of the everyday Ugandan life for you guys to see and experience and hopefully admire as well. But that was definitely the most notable moment for me this year, was whitewater rafting. It was a trip of a lifetime. We got to camp out right there near the banks of the Nile River in tents, and we were being guarded by a guy with a bow and arrow all night. Just stuff like that. It was just incredible. Amazing food, amazing people and hospitality. So yeah. One of the most notable things, I think the second most notable thing that happened this year with our channel, is the fact that I got to complete with my eldest son Noah my dream trip. We live in a house in Dothan, Alabama, and that house butts up to a creek. And I say butts up, it's really like, it's maybe a quarter mile away, half a mile away from our house, but it's through, you know, the woods there. And one day we were standing there feeding the fish, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if this water eventually makes it out to the ocean. We got to thinking about it, and I actually got on Google Maps and was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, it does. It seems to be making it all the way out to the ocean. And it hits this body of water, and then that body of water hits that body of water, and yeah, it goes all the way out to the ocean. It goes all the way towards like the Choctawhatchee Bay and out towards Destin and Panama City. And I watched this movie when I was a kid called Milo and Otis, and it was very powerful and formational in my life because I remember this little cat falls in this box and it floats down this little creek and eventually gets out to the ocean. And I remember thinking, man, that'd be so cool to like do that someday. So when we moved into this house, I was talking to Stacy about it, and I was like, Stacy, that'd be really neat to get a boat and to start in this little creek that's only like 3 feet wide and try to get to the ocean and just see how long it takes us and see if we can even do it. She's like, yeah, you should do it. You know, when you leave teaching full time, pick a week and put it on the calendar, and you should do it. And I told a few people about it, very few people, because I feared that if I told a lot of people and I didn't achieve that goal, if I didn't finish it, that I would be like embarrassed or something. So I told a few people outside of my family, and then I blocked off a whole week, and then Noah and I just set out and we did it. We put it in my backyard and we made it. It took us almost 9 days to get from our backyard to the ocean, and that was just an incredible trip. You know, just camping on the banks of the river and talking to people on the river. It's just so cool. Primarily, we spent about 6 of those 9 days on a river called the Choctawhatchee River, and we completed that about 3 months ago, I think it was. So a really cool bonding time for Noah and I as well. But I learned a lot about camping and kayaking, and he learned a lot about that as well. Just a really neat memory. But that was probably the second most notable thing for our channel in 2021. Let me go to the third most notable thing here. I think one of the funnest and third most notable thing was torture testing a few different knives, one of which is my favorite knife in the entire world, the K-Bar, USMC K-Bar fighting knife. It was a really fun video to make, and about 12 or 13,000 people have seen that video now, which is really cool. And then lastly, like I already mentioned, stepping away from teaching full-time. This was very scary for me. I love being in the classroom, and I love teaching school. So it's kind of bittersweet, but what it did is it allowed me and opened up some time in my schedule to where I could produce more YouTube videos and grow this business. I also started a drone photography business. I got my FAA drone license, commercial drone license, and so I've been slowly working on getting that going a little bit. Haven't really done much with it because I've been kind of busy, but yeah, I'm just focusing on that and being, I guess, like a small business owner and trying to get a business going, whether it be YouTube or drone photography stuff. So, well, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please chime in. I'd love to hear what you guys have, and I'm reading all the comments here. You know, one of the things I do, even though we have 24,000 subscribers almost, I read literally every comment that comes in our channel. I don't respond to all of them, but I read 100% of the comments on our channel. People don't realize that sometimes, and they post some pretty mean things. They post some pretty like nasty comments sometimes. And I use these coffee talks to read them out loud because I like to break down that barrier between the screens. You know, like it's easy to comment something that's rude or mean when you're behind a keyboard and behind a screen. So I like to kind of break that down a little bit. Joyce says, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. No sunshine, only in the heart. Okay. Yeah, beautiful sunshine here. You see it's coming up behind me, behind the woodpile here. But thank you, Joyce, for tuning in this morning, and hope you're having a great morning so far. But anyways, I like to read those mean comments sometimes. And I mean, hopefully the people who leave the comment, Nomad says, good morning. It's your crystal digging buddy. Oh, hey, yeah, what's up, man? Long time no see. I hope you guys are well. That's so cool. For those who don't know or are watching, one of the guys who was, if you go back and watch our crystal digging video where we went to Coleman Mine up in near Hot Springs, Arkansas, the guy that's in the thumbnail for that video is watching live, and he was just saying hi. So hope you guys are well. But anyways, I like to read those mean comments out loud, not to embarrass the person who's leaving the mean comment, but just to break down that barrier between screens, you know, and say, hey, I'm a person here that is reading every comment, and what you leave as a comment has like real life repercussions, you know. Fortunately, I was a middle school teacher, so I've got like skin that's like 2 inches thick, and I can take whatever mean comment you can throw at me. But I like to read them and say, hey, I am reading these comments. It's not like I'm just some bot who's uploading videos and doesn't have a soul. I'm watching and I'm reading, and I'm going to read your mean comment out, and then I'm going to acknowledge your mean comment and like validate it and say, hey, you're entitled to that position, you're entitled to that opinion. I don't agree with it all the time, but you know, it's totally fine that you want to leave a mean comment. So anyway, I want to give some shout outs to some people. Now, we have 24,000 subscribers, and I can't name all 24,000 out, nor do all 24,000 people actually watch every video, obviously. You know, some of those people aren't even real, probably. Some of them are just fake accounts, but, you know, I want the people who watch and the people who comment, the people who interact, I want to at least recognize it. I see their names on a regular basis. People who I know in person even, some people I've never met in person, but hopefully we'll meet one day in person. But number one, I want to thank my family. They're some of the most memorable and notable supporters of this channel. If it weren't for my wife driving places and picking us up and dropping us off and doing things, you know, just like bringing us food, bringing us wool socks when we're cold and stuff like that, you know, she is a huge help, and I really appreciate and love her. And my sons for going on these adventures with us and doing these crazy things with us. And then Jean and Joan, want to acknowledge them and thank them. Chris and Vanessa and Matthew and Zachary, Sherry, Jeb Foe, Bama Outdoors. And by the way, if you haven't watched or checked out Bama Outdoors, definitely do so. He puts out some really cool content based out of Lower Alabama, where I'm at. And he does a lot of similar trips when we do like kayaking, but he has a big fishing emphasis in his trips, where he'll float down rivers and kayak down rivers and fish the rivers a lot. But really cool guy, and I'd love to do a trip with him sometime too. Shay, the Blackman family, and Jonathan and Catherine, Caleb and Patrick, Judy, Warren, I think it's Whitmire, and Delia D, and then lastly, Alexa Steele. So those are some of the names I see a lot and frequent, and just want to say thank you guys for watching and always commenting and giving me encouragement and support. It means more than you know. So continuing on about 2021 here, where are we going with the channel? Now that we've kind of recapped everything with 2021, let's talk about 2022 and what we're gonna do, what we have plans for. Obviously this is, Lord willing and the creek don't rise kind of stuff, but I want to learn how to better edit and film videos. Your trip down the river to the ocean is on my bucket list. Yeah, mine too. I guess I did it, but yeah, it's really cool. Definitely get out there and try to do it. If it's on your bucket list, do it sooner than later. Where we're going in 2020, because I'm trying to learn more about how to film. So about equipment, about cameras, about sound, about editing. I know nothing about that. What I have done and what I've learned is all self-taught, but I want to learn more of it. I have a childhood friend, Bradley, who is a professional filmmaker. I mean, does it for a living and is an incredible filmmaker. I actually have another friend who's a filmmaker, and they do incredible work, and I'm like, I have no idea how you guys do what you do. Like, I want to learn from you, but at the same time, keeping that element of like sincerity and keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a green screen behind me. These are real logs, and like making sure that like when people tune into our channel, they're seeing someone who's real and not overly produced. And not that we're even close to that, but I just want to learn more technique about filmmaking and telling a story through film, and editing it and changing, like editing the images and making them look more, just professional, I guess. I don't know. But maybe it starts with me getting a pair of glasses. Like, I need glasses really bad, but I don't know. And then I want to complete our studio. So below our house is a basement, and there's a room in there that I've already started to kind of remodel, and I want to turn that into our studio where I can have kind of a controlled environment that is not, impacted by weather or anything like that, or noise. And I can do voiceover stuff. I can do editing in there, but I can also film stuff with like some good lighting. I can review different products and knives, camping gear, you name it. I can do it down there in that studio. So my goal this year is to complete that studio. Really, the next couple of months, I hope to complete that studio. I also want to, for our channel, get better equipment. It's like I was talking about with cameras, editing software. I want to slowly kind of invest in that as well. One of the big investments I made in 2021 was buying a drone, and it's paid dividends having that. Got to make the boys breakfast. Much love, brother. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Keep it real, and yeah, hope you guys have a good breakfast. So I want to invest in that as well. Just like you're scaling up a business, I suppose I want to do the same thing. Different content. I'm looking to expand into a different area of content. And this is one of the hardest things for me in this channel, is learning what my niche is, or niche, I don't know. Learning what that is and what kind of content these 24,000 subscribers would like to see. Because I have stuff kind of all over the board, and maybe that's a good thing. Like, I have stuff from like tiny house videos to camping, to kayaking, to hiking, to knife reviews and torture tests. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But I wonder if that's a hindrance more than a help. And I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know. But should I corner myself into more of a niche kind of video, or should I keep kind of this broad spectrum of videos out there? One of the areas, though, I do want to expand into, I'm a history student. My undergrad degree is in history, and one of my passions, I feel like, is history of the southeastern United States. In particular, like Florida, Georgia, Alabama. I love history of those particular areas. And one of the things I kind of want to expand into is small towns in the South. And going into small towns and filming, like, their downtown areas, and kind of going around and filming different parts that are like old historic homes, and just kind of like, and very, like, no narration, if any at all, like just like very minimal narration, and then go to people and interview people who live in that very small town and just let them talk a little bit and tell a story, and maybe ask them, like, can you tell me of like a story about like the happiest day of your life, and then maybe a story about the saddest day of your life, and go around and interview like 3 or 4 people that way in that town. And you don't see me or hear me at all, but you just experience the town, and you try to, so like Hartford, Alabama, for instance, you see like the downtown square in Hartford, Alabama, and it pans around to different buildings, and you see traffic drive by. Love the Southeast South. Yeah, thank you. And then you see people sitting on their front porch, and they're telling a story, and it's really good sound quality, and you can hear, the birds chirping in the background, and you can hear them talking, and they're maybe older people who survived the Depression, or you name it. Maybe not the Depression, that's probably too old, but and they're telling a story about their town, or their family in the town. And then I just upload it. And so it's like a 10-minute video about Hartford, Alabama, and you just kind of feel like you're there, So I want to kind of branch into that a little bit and see what happens. There's a film called Vernon, Florida. If you haven't watched it, it's on YouTube, it's free. It's produced, I think, in the 80s. And that's kind of what I'm going for. That's a big inspiration for me. Kind of like a documentary, I think, is maybe where I'm going for. But yeah, so that's and we can call it like the playlist might be called Our Simple Town or something, like Our Simple Story, but in Our Simple Town. And it'd be like a playlist of videos. Also, I want to do more family trips where we load up the boys, or we load up the boys and Stacy, and we go somewhere and we just film our experience, and we do kind of like a vlog of sorts as we're going. I want to do that more and get out more this year. And then obviously just continue these coffee talks. I hope you guys like these, and doing every Sunday morning, doing a live chat with you guys, where I have a cup of coffee and we just talk about some things, and just hopefully build, like I said, a sense of community where I'm interacting with you guys and you're interacting with me, and we can kind of, I don't know, I think that's where it's at. It's like kind of connecting, I guess, that way. In 2022, I'd also like to explore the idea of, everybody asks me about my hat. Everybody's like, not everybody, but like several people the past few months have said, hey, what's the deal with your hat? Do you need a new hat? Or do you need me to buy you a new hat? And the answer is no. My hat is fine. It's just when I find a good hat, it fits well and I like it. But it got me thinking, like, what if we do get Our Simple Story hats? And I have 3 on order with logos on them, and I'll show them to you when they arrive. But it'd be cool to have, like, in 2022, have like a good logo and put that on some articles of clothing or whatever. Also stickers, and having some stickers where I can mail those to people. Like, we can do like giveaways and stuff like that. Also in 2022, I hope to hit 25,000 subscribers, which I think is totally possible because we hit about 3,000 to 5,000 new subscribers. The hat tells your story. Yeah. We hit about 3,000 to 5,000 subscribers. We add about every year, so I think we're gonna hit well over 25,000 subscribers. But we're gonna do a 25,000 subscriber giveaway where I will have a gift box, a package that I'll mail to somebody. And we're probably gonna do like a trivia game where I ask a series of questions, and the first person to comment with all the correct answers to these questions, they get the gift package basically. And in that package will be one of our new hats that is coming in the mail, maybe like a sticker. Also, what else was it? Oh, one of those treeing things, the multi-tool that I reviewed. And some other things. Like, I want to put some other personalized things in there, like things that I make or things that you've seen in some of our videos. Like, I want, like a part of our channel is in there, not just something that, we had ordered or something like that. So, yeah, if you have any ideas about that giveaway or things that you would like to see in a package like that, then let me know. I'd be happy to entertain those ideas. Well, guys, let me end this coffee talk here. We're right at 29, about almost 30 minutes. So let me wrap it up here with a childhood story. This childhood story has no deeper moral that I can think of, no principle behind it, no lesson to apply to your life whatsoever. It's just a funny story. Oh, a coffee mug. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, Our Simple Story coffee mug. You could have like coffee talk and then like an infinity symbol or something. Yeah, interesting. I like that. Thank you, Joyce. So when I was about 7 or 8, hey, you want to come join me? You want to come sit in my lap? Mike is walking up. Come sit in my lap. You could show everybody your knife. You want to do that? No? Okay, you're just going to stand there and stare at me awkwardly? Mike is right behind the camera. You just can't see him. You want to join me? The boys are here just staring at me, and they don't want to be in the camera for some reason. You don't want to come sit in my lap? Okay. You can climb up on the wood pile and make it fall down on top of me. You could do that too. But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, I was about 8 or 9 years old, okay? And I was really into survival stuff and really into like outdoor, like bushcrafting and survival. And my brother and I, my older brother John, we had this obsession with making alligator. We saw it in this thrift store. You know, growing up in Florida, you go to these thrift stores on the side of the interstate, and they have like alligator stuff where you can buy like alligator heads, alligator feet on a stick as like a back scratcher. You can buy alligator feet on a necklace that are dried up. You know, you can buy alligator teeth. I don't know if they still do that or not, but we had this idea of like the next animal that we find dead or that we kill, let's make a necklace out of its foot. So we're like, yeah, let's do that. And we were walking through the woods and we came across this armadillo. And this poor armadillo, bless his heart, we chased this armadillo down and we were gonna like beat it with sticks or something. I had no idea what we were gonna do. We had a machete maybe. And it runs into a hole, presumably its home. Yet its tail is still poking out of the hole a little bit. So we reach into the hole and grab the armadillo's tail and pull it out of the hole all the way. And then we pull it out and it stops moving and like is unconscious. And we're like, that's weird. And we bring it home. We carry it home by its tail. You wanna come over here? We bring it home by its tail. You can see the boys are up there. There he is. Say hi. We bring it home by its tail and I lay it in the front yard. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna take this dead armadillo. I'm gonna go into the garage and, sorry guys, you can see my hand here. I'm gonna get my mom's lobbers that she uses to cut hedges with, you know, like lobs off branches and stuff. And Joyce says hi. They're just staring at me awkwardly. You wanna say hi? Show them your knife. You got your knife on you? Yeah, you got it there. Okay, you're being shy. So anyways, I get my mom's lobbers, and this is where it gets gross. I'm 8 or 9 years old, and I get my mom's lobbers, and I chop the back right foot off of this armadillo. And I remember like just lobbing it off like it was a stick or something. And so I take this armadillo foot and I lay it up on the outside windowsill of our house where it gets lots of sun, thinking that the sun will dry out this foot and then I'll just hang it from a necklace. So I'll be super cool. All the kids at school will be jealous of my armadillo foot necklace, which would not be the case. And everything was hunky-dory. So my brother was like, oh, well, he's got 4 feet. There's 3 more left. Let's go ahead and chop off all his feet. And so we take the lobbers and we go back out to the armadillo in the front yard, except this is just like 5 or 10 minutes later. The armadillo is not there. The armadillo disappears, which means the armadillo was not dead. He was pretending to be dead, but he was down a foot and his foot was on my windowsill. So somewhere in the world, there was a 3-legged armadillo with a grudge against me. And well, that's my childhood story. There's many more like it, and maybe we'll make this a part of our coffee talks, but we're probably all gonna be less gross than that, fortunately. So the moral of the story is, don't chop the legs off of animals and try to make necklaces off of them. Or at least check their pulse before you do. All right. Shame on me. You guys want to say bye? Bye. Coffee Talk 14 is over. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't mind, like this video so that YouTube is like, oh, this video must be halfway decent. Let's let's float it in the algorithm or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, oh, don't let me forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, the 9th day of our 9-day journey down to the ocean comes out tonight, and I will be watching live with you. So tune into that. You can ask me questions as the video plays, and this is it. This is the end of our journey, and it comes out tonight. I just completed a 3-day trip from my in-laws' backyard to the ocean, and that will be coming out as well. Also in the queue, on that 3-day trip, I forgot my tent. All I had was the cheapest tent on Amazon, which was $20. I used that for 2 nights on the river going out to the ocean, and I did a review of the cheapest tent on Amazon. That'll be coming out as well. We have a couple other videos in the queue. We visited some other places like DeSoto National Memorial, a couple other places. Oh, on this 3-day trip, I took some of the most remarkable footage I've ever taken in my life. I woke up on an island the other morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm packing up my kayak and I'm about to take off on the water, and I hear some loud splashes out in the water about 600 feet away. And I'm like, what are the chances that's a dolphin out there? So I'm out in the bay, and I'm like, let me just get the drone up. You know, I've got about 10 minutes of battery life left on the drone. Let me just get it up and just hover it over there. I almost didn't do it. So I take the drone and I fly it out over top of where I hear these splashes coming from. Lo and behold, it's a dolphin, and the dolphin is eating and playing with a dead fish, a sheep's head. And I'm following this dolphin around, taking some remarkable footage of this dolphin, just like 10 feet off the water. I'm hovering my drone and just following this dolphin as it's swimming through the water and playing with this dead fish. And out of nowhere, a shark comes into the frame and tries to steal the sheep's head from the dolphin. And the dolphin freaks out and is like contorting, and they're like fighting over this fish. And the shark then starts stalking the dolphin through the water, and I'm following them both with the drone. It's so cool. I took about 9 minutes of footage, and it will be in day 3 of this 3-day adventure when it finally comes out. But I'm thinking about taking all 9 minutes of this footage and uploading it as a video in and of itself as well, because I don't want to put all 9 minutes into this adventure, but it's going to be hard to cut it up and dice it up. So we'll figure it out. But anyways, I'm really excited to show that to you guys, and I think you'll really like that footage. But like I said, some of the most amazing footage I've ever taken in my life. I felt like I was like in the National Geographic or something, you know. But all right, well guys, thank you so much for watching Coffee Talk 14. We'll see you next Sunday around 9 a.m. for Coffee Talk number 15. Keep it real, and